Everyone says that we're in the age of information, but to be honest with you, I feel like we're in the age of debt. An interesting article the other day in the Wall Street Journal talking about malls. And if you remember, malls were those places where we used to go to hang out and do stuff before the internet. Oh, memories. So anyway, as you know, malls have been dying these past 5 to 10 years because of the internet, and some of the larger malls in the United States decided to double down and reinvest and turn their malls into indoor theme parks with water slides, snow skiing, roller coasters, laser tag, whatever you can think of, you name it, it's in a mall somewhere, and completely closed down at the moment thanks to COVID-19. So what's interesting about this mall restructuring is that these large malls and these large mall companies took on debt, because if you notice, they were already out of money. Their business was dying. They had the vultures circling around their heads, but they took on massive debt to rebuild and restructure. And now the bill for that debt is coming due. Bum, 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 bum. Debt is death for a person, a business, a country. It doesn't matter. Debt is the Grim Reaper, about 2 steps behind you. Contrary to popular belief, Blockbuster Video did not get killed by Netflix and Redbox. Blockbuster was a victim of their own debt. Blockbuster thought they were going to be around forever. Blockbuster was so concerned with making sure they could be the only video rental store in town that they didn't bother to look ahead and wonder what it would be like when their technology was no longer viable. And so they just kept racking up debt, because they thought the party in your living room was never going to end. Now, imagine if Blockbuster would not have taken on debt and they would have been smarter with their moves. You'd probably be watching Cobra Kai on Blockbuster.com, and there would be Blockbuster kiosks at your local grocery store. But alas, debt is death. Everyone is in debt. Everything is in debt. This country is in debt. Companies are in debt. People are in debt. Everyone you know is in debt. You're probably in debt. And I don't get it. People misassociate, is that a word? Debt with wealth. I've come to the conclusion that now when I see somebody driving a really nice car, I'm pretty much dead set on the fact that they are living check to check and probably going into debt paying for that car. Because that's what everybody does nowadays. And it's ridiculous. It's why when the pandemic hit, panic. Grandma and Grandpa had a rainy day fund. People nowadays? You joking? Case in point, Mercedes-Benz. Now, Mercedes in the 20th century was known as the best quality automobile manufacturer. And what that means is that their cars lasted a very long time. Their cars rarely broke down, they ran. In fact, Mercedes used to advertise their cars as the most affordable car to own. They would even say in the ad, yes, you pay more when you buy your Mercedes, but over time, because of the money that it does not cost you over time to own it, there's not as many repairs and it lasts longer, over time, it's the most affordable car you can buy. And Mercedes used to reward their customers with high mileage badges. You ever seen the badges on the grill on the old Benzes? That means that those cars have been running for 200,000, 300,000, 500,000 miles. And when you would go to the dealership to get your oil changed, and they would note, oh, hey there, Bob, we see that your 300 SD has 300,000 miles on it. We're going to give you a fresh badge to put on your grill. Actually, I don't think the Germans talk like that. But anyway, that's what those badges were for. And Mercedes took pride in the fact that they were building good quality stuff. Because all throughout human history, wealth was about keeping money. Okay? I'm not going to waste my money. I want to keep my money. So I'm going to spend my money on things that last. I need to have a car? Okay, what's the absolute best quality car I can buy where I only have to buy a car once and that car is going to last me for the rest of my life? That is what a Mercedes-Benz used to be. That's what a Mercedes-Benz meant. Quality. Fast forward to the age of debt. And what do we have? Well, pretty much all of the luxury German car manufacturers, they do not build their cars to last. The entire business model for pretty much all of the luxury German car manufacturers right now is leasing. They just want to lease you a car for 4 years and resell it to someone else and then lease you another car. They are not concerned with what happens to that car after you return it from the lease and they sell it to the other person. And they're making top dollar off of this because they're making high off the lease and then they're turning around and selling the car as certified pre-owned, which is... Now don't get me wrong, I understand the appeal of leasing a brand new Mercedes-Benz and bringing it back 4 years later to get a brand new one for the next 4 years, with all the bells and the whistles and the air scarf, which blows hot or cool air on the back of your neck while you're driving with the top down on the PCH. I get it. But, you know, unless you're retired with a couple million in the bank and your house is paid for and you've just got money to blow and not a lot of time to kill, it's not a really good way to build wealth. Wealth is about keeping money. And if you're currently working towards building your wealth and becoming wealthy, then you're going to want to keep as much of your money as possible. Now, luxury cars aside, regular cars, I understand the mentality of why some people lease. They believe, hey, I'm going to drive this car, I'm going to put a lot of miles on it, I'm going to put some wear and tear on it, and then I'm just going to give it back before there's major repair that I have to pay for. And those are fear-based decisions, because if you buy a good quality car in the first place and you take good care of it in the first place, that car will run for a good long time. And yes, it will need repair, but the cost of repair, even the cost of a few repairs, is nothing compared to the cost of a brand new car or just constantly leasing one. The real reason why people buy a new car is for image and Instagram and to look cool and to feel cool and to feel good, not because they need it. And with that said, America is a car culture. We love cars here. I love cars here. I like getting a new car. I like getting on Turo and just renting a car for the weekend because it's something different to drive. We are a car culture. Don't get me wrong on that. But if you're building wealth, sometimes you have to miss out on some of the fun. Here's a cool fact. 60% of Americans who make over $250,000 a year drive a normal car, like a Ford, a Honda, or a Toyota. And of those 60%, a Ford F-150 pickup truck is the most popular. Cause that thing's comfortable and she gonna run forever and you can go do some weekend work with it. I think I've made my points for this video. And I really hope that these malls can pull through because I think the idea of an indoor theme park is awesome. I'm an 80s kid. I like going to the mall, especially when the weather sucks, but you still want to walk around and feel like you're outdoors, but in the indoors. It's like the ultimate COVID opposite, you know? So I hope the malls pull through, but according to another article in the Wall Street Journal from just the day prior, COVID is here to stay. No different than the flu or HIV or car leases. So time will tell and we shall see. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I ask you so graciously to please hit that like button. It keeps me in the algorithm. And if you want to see more videos, hit the subscribe button. That keeps me in your algorithm, buddy. Till next time.